My name should be a well-known name in the state of Alabama. I am the artist who designed and created Birmingham statue of Vulcan. But there is so much more to know about myself and my work. Vulcan and I are very much alike because we embody the ambition and the spirit found only in America.
The marvel Vulcan and his creator Moretti played an extensive role in the financial success of Alabama. Vulcan's creation was very important to our state's economy and growth. There are many reasons that can be explored to understand why the form of Vulcan was chosen to represent our city. From the age when he was first made to today, we will look back to find the importance of Giuseppe Moretti's legacy and celebrate Vulcan at age 100. In 1903, Birmingham's Vulcan statue was made to represent our city at the 1904 Louisiana Purchase Exposition in St. Louis, Missouri. The centennial of the event will be 2004. With his purpose served, Vulcan returned to Birmingham with no fanfare nor place to call home. Thus created the dilemma of what to do with a 50-ton pig iron statue when it comes home from the fair. Because of his size and unclosed backside, Vulcan's longevity has not followed a preconceived plan, but has depended more on twists of fate. In turn of the century Birmingham, the mills would glow bright in Birmingham's night sky. Thick city smoke would fill the air and laid a thick coat on everything in the city. There were no high-rise buildings to block the sky, nor sounds of traffic and airplanes to clutter the air. There were horse-drawn carriages click-clacking down cobblestone streets, and rail cars stopping and going with bells ringing to signal their motion. Poles holding the electrical lines were stacked with so many glass insulators they seemed to defy gravity. The turn of the 20th century was like a starting gun, signaling the beginning of the great American race, giving 110% and being number one.
The Commercial Club of Birmingham was trying to tout is the iron and steel industry in Birmingham. We had some of the finest pig in the world. As you know, our pig iron cast had won an award in London.
All the other sculptors turned down the proposition. Only Moretti really felt that he could make a go of it and do it, actually physically do it. First of all, a 56-foot high sculpture in cast iron is a tremendous job. And second of all, there was this absurd deadline.
I think that's one of the most remarkable aspects about Vulcan is the time that Moretti was able to execute the project. And of course, he had a lot of help. But to take on something of that magnitude is just astounding to me.
I was an established and successful artist in Firenze, that you call Florence, Carrara, Vienna, and even Budapest, before my arrival in the United States in 1888. I had arrived to see the symbol of freedom, the Statue of Liberty made by the French artist Bertoldi, welcoming me in New York Harbor. By 1903, I had made a name for myself as a successful New York artist when I was commissioned to create a statue of the Roman god Vulcan for Mr. McKnight of Birmingham, Alabama. As always, I was excited about the project and threw myself into the task of making a significant piece of art. But the time I had to accomplish the task was short.
He was an innovator and he loved to work in different metals. He loved to try new things. He was never shy about if someone asked him, "Can you do this?" Of course he could do it, and he would tackle it.
Like Bartholdi, who had said everything in America is big, this was Moretti's chance to place his Italian mark on the American landscape. Despite the time restraints, Moretti was ready to create the sculpture for $6,000, a bit more than the $1,500 the commercial club was wanting to pay. Nevertheless, in a church in New Jersey, Moretti set up studio and began the wood frame clay model for Vulcan. In Birmingham, the commercial club began fundraisers to pay for him. Vulcan was to be emissary for Birmingham, not an oddity. The statue was not modeled in the more feminine style that Moretti was known for, nor did he take on the severely disfigured shape of myth. Hephaestus had a club foot and other deformities that Moretti chose not to depict. Instead, our Vulcan stands on 2 feet, one leg slightly shorter than the other, with his infamous exposed, unclothed backside.
After all, Vulcan was not a beauty, he was a marvel.
But the model was done in a very short time, a matter of weeks. And then to actually bring the model to Birmingham in pieces and cast it at what was the forerunner of McWayne, it took from the time the contract was signed in late November until the fair opened.
Each piece was transported by rail and constructed on site in St. Louis. Considering all that was done to create him, there was little problem with the process Moretti had developed to create Vulcan.
Where the foundry took over and made the castings. That is also a remarkable process, considering the size of these castings. The heaviest is the head at 11,000 pounds, and these castings were likely made in large pits, with a loam-type sand mold process that was actually packed around the plaster of Paris.
When the fair actually opened, only the feet and legs and I guess bottom of his skirt were up at the fair, and the rest was shipped. And so within a month he was complete. And actually, it was all ready to be poured, but it wasn't quite up right exactly at the beginning.
2 months into the St. Louis Expo, Vulcan's upper body, arms, and head joined his legs and lower torso on exhibit in the Mines and Metallurgy building. He was an instant success. The hype had been so great about him before his arrival, everyone was waiting to see the Man of Iron from Birmingham, Alabama. A 32 by 62 foot space was saved in the middle of the exhibit floor for him to stand, with his spear almost touching the ceiling. In the middle of all the greatness of the fair, Vulcan proved Birmingham could stand with the best.
The iron for Vulcan may have come from Birmingham, but his art, like mine, had come from Italy.
Vulcan could have been considered his sad eulogy. If Vulcan is all Moretti had ever done, that would be the case, but as you can see, it is not. What Giuseppe Moretti created in his lifetime reflects the values of our city and our nation. Moretti's legacy is not only the many sculptures still in our country's parks and museums, but also the financial success of Alabama and development of her natural resources. Alabama owes much to the Italian immigrant who came to live the American dream in Alabama. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and after you subscribe, click on that bell so you'll receive notifications when I upload new content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.